Hi, welcome to Ricardo's Crossing. I want to continue where we started off with the Fool and the Magician. Now with the Magician and with the Aces, if I go back to the Aces, I just want to go back and then we'll I think I'm not missing a card here. I might have to have a look. So we looked at the Aces, right? Move these to one side. Right, okay. So we're looking at the Aces. Now with the Aces and the Magician, we also have Justice. So, or we have card number 11, depending on what deck you're working with, of course, but with the Rider-Waite-Smith type decks, we do have Justice as number 11. So that sort of ties in with the ones and the Aces. So Justice to me is equilibrium, okay? This is about a sense of balance, truth, looking at actions with consequences. So so when we take action, there's always consequences, so we need to look at the truth of the situation to see what's actually going on. Could be that we're actually dealing with something legal. There could be legal documents to deal with. It could be a court case. It can be dealing with police, lawyers. It could be inheritance. It could be to do with a will. Anything that's to do with legalities on some level, this Justice card will sort of speak about at some stage. But also this card can come up if you are needing to find a sense of equilibrium with what's going on in your life right now. So you need to look at the truth of the situation to see what's going on, to see if you can find some balance. It could also be about a sense of dealing with receiving justice on some level. Even if you might not agree with the situation, you might be receiving justice for the situation, or somebody else may be receiving justice. Even if you do not agree with the situation, it is a possibility that's exactly what's going to happen. So this card to me, let's have a look at it deeper. I haven't really looked at it, and we see that there is a sense of beauty out of the darkness. There's red roses out of the grey, out of the skulls. There's the scythe, which talks about cutting away, so maybe we're cutting away the debris to find the truth of the situation. Could be you've got the crosses here, which is to me is about the faith or belief and whatever that is for you. Seems to be a key to the situation. There is some growth going on, so there could be a growth to what's going on, but because of the situation, it might not be able to reach its full potential. You might be feeling a little held back in the situation. So that to me is the Aces, and we looked also at the twos, didn't we? So we looked at the twos of the situation. So let's look at the twos. I do not want to look at the threes yet. So we looked at the twos, right? Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Two of Swords, and Two of Wands. And we looked at the High Priestess, right? So with the High Priestess, we also looked at the Hanged Man, okay? So we looked at the High Priestess. Now we're looking at the Hanged Man, which is all about sacrifice, looking at options, looking at things that are going on as well within our journey. So that's what we've got to look at, but also looks at judgment. Judgment is about awakening to one's own true self. Maybe you're awakening to your own spirituality. Maybe there's a sense of resurrecting your true self, resurrecting a project, resurrecting something that's really, really important in your journey as well. So those are things to look at. So are you looking at things from a new perspective? Are you looking at all the options available to you? Are you sacrificing for the good of all? Are you sacrificing yourself for some reason? What do you feel you are sacrificing so that you can achieve what you want to achieve? And then about the judgment is about that whole awakening to oneself. I feel like you're awakening to the truth of the situation. What else can the awakening speak of? To me, there's a sense of support. This is quite a sort of freaky card, actually. You've got someone that's in a coffin here coming out. You've got 4 people that are dressed for a funeral behind in different colours. You've got the blue for communication or self-expression. There's a lot of that sort of lighter blue. So that to me is about self-expression. You've got the white that's about cleansing. The orange with the sacral chakra, so about your identity and who you truly believe you are. And the red with the vitality and the energy about the situation. You've got what appears to be an angel skeleton type thing behind. So here you've got this angel skeleton thing. So it's like you're being watched over for some reason. Now normally with the Judgment card there would be a sense of blowing your own trumpet, but I don't get that energy from here. This is more about being protected or being watched over, more about being taken care of in some way as you awake within oneself. So there you are. So that's a little bit there. So now we're starting to explore the Empress. Okay, and with the Empress we also look at the this card is Santa Muerte, as in the death card as well. So we're looking at transformations with what's actually going on. So we've got the Empress here, which is about fertility and abundance, seeing the beauty of what's around you. Also it's got the connection with Venus, I know, but doesn't really show that here. There is definitely a sense of love and beauty, fertility, a sense of motherhood. Maybe you're so busy mothering other people you've forgotten about taking care of self. Maybe a sense of needing to fly free. There's the butterflies on that. The self-expression because of the blue they're in. The green reminds me of healing. There's sort of a yellowy brown around here, so that's to me is about trusting in how you digest your experiences in life. Making sure you stay grounded or connected to Mother Earth is really important too. I get a very Mother Earth connection with this one. The Santa Muerte, or death in the normal tarot, or transformation, changes. So there's a lot of changes and things go through as there is an ending to a situation. It allows the sense of transformation and changes taking place. Okay, so when we're looking at this, I get a sense of a pregnancy, a sort of a pregnant. I actually get a sense of like a pregnancy, or you're holding on to something. There's a baby crib in the bottom, so this is like you're reborn. So this to me is a very rebirthing card as well, with a transformation and changes. There's a sense of allowing yourself to move through what appears to be a cover or a protection. To me it symbolises the womb in some way, as you're emerging into what could appear to be the light. So that's an interesting sort of card that you can start to explore as you move deeper. And because I feel it's the Empress, which is 3, you also have the World card here. The World card to me is about moving through thresholds into new possibilities. You're leaving behind the old. It's got an hourglass here, so I feel like time is moving forward as you move through and allow yourself to leave behind the old. Maybe you're moving into a new place, moving into a new work area, workplace, could be a promotion. Maybe you're moving into a sense of a new part of your life, new cycle. You've left behind the old cycle and you're moving into the new. So that's the World card as well. So here you've got the Empress, you've got Santa Muerte, or death in traditional tarot. Then you've got the World card as well. Now let's look at the 3s. We have the 3 of Pentacles, and here they're watering the garden here. So this to me is about growth and expansion in some way. So there's a growth and expansion. And sorry, I've got to the 3. I feel like you're being recognised for me, Three of Pentacles is normally about being recognised for the work. You're part of a team. You can't do it alone. You know, like the plants can't grow without the watering can and the person holding the watering can as well. So I feel that's very important. You're part of a teamwork. Here we have Three of Swords. Three of Swords is heartbreak, sense of betrayal. There's a sense of being deeply wounded. And you see that with this one skeleton, or one person, one skeleton piercing the other with the sword. So I feel that's very sense of feeling betrayed. There's someone you might have trusted at some stage and they've let you down, so you feel very heartbroken. Here you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands to me is a sense of taking time to review what's possible. Now I find these cards can be sometimes a little bit difficult. I need to sort of dive a little bit deeper, but I feel like there is a sense of waiting. Like this, you've done so much, but now it's a wait. It's a waiting game before you make the next decision in where you're going to be. Maybe you've seen your goal, but you're not quite there yet. So I'm actually missing the Three of Cups. Okay, so definitely not the Three of Cups. Okay, so let's try and find the Three of Cups, and then Three of Cups, where are you? That's Five of Cups. Let's try and see the difference. What happens when you need glasses? So I'm looking for the Three of Cups, aren't I? Here we go. Three of Cups. Well, that's quite traditional in the way that it's got three women here. So you're celebrating, you're acknowledging where you are, maybe maiden, mother and crone, but in a masculine sense it could be about acknowledging where you are in your masculinity, if you like. Doesn't necessarily have to be the feminine, but I feel it's very much about your emotions. Where are you in your stage of your emotions? Maybe sense of celebrating, could be partying, could be spending time with like-minded people. Sense of expansion and growth going on as when we're looking at threes. We're looking at the Empress, we're looking at Santa Muerte, or the Death card, looking at the World. Okay, it's interesting the way that this combines, because you've got Death, which is, they look at the three, not as the one, and three is four. So it's just interesting to see that as just a connection there. Then you've got Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Three of Swords, and Three of Wands. So now we look and explore the fours. Now the fours to me are the Emperor, and we no longer have that pile there, and we have Temperance. Okay, so we have the Emperor. Emperor is someone who could be a boss, a manager, someone who's in charge of a situation, someone who could be a ruler. Maybe they're feeling like they're ruling alone. That's very a lonely position. Doesn't necessarily mean you have a lot of people that are supporting you in some way, even though they're supposed to. Maybe you're expecting more of a demand instead of earning your... That can come up too. I find when people are very demanding, they demand that you respect them, but they actually don't earn it. That can be also the Emperor as well, but the Emperor can also be fatherhood, or a father figure in your life, not necessarily, or you are a father figure to somebody else. That's very important there. A very strong masculine type energy. Could be a woman as an Emperor as well. Don't forget, all these cards have both masculine and feminine energies. We have to look at the yin and yang of it completely. So here we have the Temperance. Temperance to me is about moderation, taking time to maybe clear away the excess and allow yourself to have that sense of being in balance as you who you are, blending in all sorts of who you are through moderation, not excess. So that card there is very much about moderation. So now we go into the Four of Wands. Four of Wands to me is a temporary pause. It is a stop. It is a celebration of what you've already achieved, knowing you've got more to achieve ahead of you. Okay, so there is a sense of a temporary pause on some level, but you're celebrating what you have already achieved, knowing that you've still got more ahead of you. You're creating stability and foundations in regards to a creative project, or in regards to a enterprise, maybe also a sexual relationship or a relationship based on passion. It could be creating stability. It's asking you to take a pause, celebrate what you've already achieved within the relationship, knowing there's still more to achieve. Okay, here you've got Four of Swords. Four of Swords is about taking time out, resting, allowing yourself a chance to regenerate and allow yourself to revitalize who you truly are on a mental aspect, being able to create stability and foundations, maybe in a plan or an idea, maybe in a perception as well. Then you've got Cups. Four of Cups is a sense of missing what's going on around you. Maybe you're feeling you've already created stability in your emotions, so you might feel as though you might be feeling a little bit bored in the situation. You might be feeling a little bit despondent in some way, so you might be missing out on new opportunities that are being offered to you. You're so busy with your head down, you're not seeing what's going on around you. Here you have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles usually asks, what are you holding on to? Are you holding on to something that's good for you, or are you holding on to something that's not so good and you might need to find a way to expand? Making sure you're creating stability and foundations in regards to your health or finances. Maybe you're needing to put something away for a rainy day, which could be really important. Maybe you need to put away some of your finances so you've actually got money for when you need it, instead of being down to your last dollar. So this can also be about a sense of needing to budget, or needing to create some foundations in regards to a sense of security within your finances as well. So there you have fours as well. So we've done threes and fours. We've also gone over the extra cards of the ones and twos, and so that's sort of giving you a starting point in regards to working with any tarot deck, but looking deeper at maybe some of the images that we have here without going too deep. I mean, it would be good for you to take out, if you've got the Santa Muerte, take out these cards and have a look deeper and see what else do you see in the card. I know there's a book which gives you a whole lot of information, but let's look at what we can read intuitively from looking at the imagery ourselves. So there we are. That's part 2, working with 3 and 4 of the Santa Muerte Tarot. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. Don't forget, on my channel you will find my links to Unseen Alley if you want a reading, or through my blog. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, and if you check out Make Playing Cards, you will see the decks that I've actually created. Anyway, that's it from Hecate's Crossing today. Take care and blessed be.